Hi everyone, back to the podcast.
We finished one and it was so nice we ate it twice.
Oh yeah. Anyways, okay. So what would you say you wanted to talk about?
So I've seen a lot of people rag on the idea of like movie games, like The Last of Us, the new God of Wars,
Guilty
the
Gear Strive. No, sorry. The game.
Guilty Gear, the movie.
It
No,
has
that
a
one
movie
actually.
in it.
I know that's different though.
I know that's different.
But yeah,
Cinematic
movie,
games, as you will.
yeah, they shit all over them because they're like, dude, it's barely a game, and I'm like, in The Last of Us 2, you can do more shit in that than you can do in a lot of third-person shooters.
Okay,
Honestly, don't know what you're talking about.
so as someone who just like a couple months ago played through God of War Ragnarok, most of my game time and that was not watching the fucking cutscenes. It was running around the open world doing side quests and shit.
Right? See, it's almost as if they look at the graphics being good and the story being intense, and they're like, that's all there is.
Well, and that's just it. Even during the side quests, there's a lot of like talking and world building and dialogue and character development. And it's like, well, yeah, there's still cinematics in the side quests and shit, but that just makes the
Like
side
people
quests
just
better.
on the best parts of God of War Ragnarok, for example, are when you're like going through different parts of the game and you just get banter.
Yeah,
Just
you
get
get
banter.
first game had story time with Kratos. Second game had people just like talking about the events and bonding over them.
Everybody being like, dude, you fucking did that? Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh,
The thing comes to mind where he's like, it's almost as if you could bend time itself. And he's like, well, and they're like, no.
I think my favorite one was when Mimir is like, you know, one time you went into an interdimensional fight with like a rapper, a machine, and the world's greatest musician. I'm like, and he's like, Kratos is like, we don't talk about that. I'm like, it's PlayStation All Stars. They're like talking about
Don't worry
PlayStation All
about
Stars.
it. It's so good.
So good.
I actually think a sequel to PlayStation All Stars would be good if the mechanics in the system were better. Like, I don't think that you should have to collect orbs to gain meter.
This is
I think
this is
that
gonna piss people off. PlayStation All Stars is just 2D Shrek Super Stam.
I mean, they both are trash, so yeah. They're both garbage.
Shrek Super Slam is actually a pretty decent game. Decent.
It's not
I
good
will
at
say
all.
decent.
It's not good. Now that we have bars to
Yeah, now that we have bars.
like, dude, Brawlout exists, and that's solid. Rivals of Aether exists. Fucking Brawlout. By the way, did you hear Multiverses is closing down?
Well, it was an open beta, so it was never started in the first place, technically, so.
Right, but since it
Yeah.
was open, it could close.
Yeah. No, as long
But
as they
yeah, no.
come back stronger than ever, it's fine.
Oh, dude, Warner Brothers Discovery is gonna be sold to Disney, and they're gonna make Disney Warner Brothers All Star.
Listen, if they start adding, I don't know,
Mickey Mouse fighting Iron Man,
yeah.
fighting the Iron Giant.
That's what I was gonna say. Heck, you had Disney, and then you had Star Wars and Marvel to that shit. Oh my god, you'd have Marvel then.
What I know the big three is gonna be in that is it's gonna be Tom and Jerry versus Bugs Bunny versus Mickey Mouse.
Oh yeah.
You got your Hanna-Barbera, you got your Warner Brothers, you got your Disney.
The fact that would all be under Disney's umbrella scares the shit out of me. Actually,
yeah, it's called a fucking alt Uber monopoly, man.
God. You know what? Yeah.
They own most of Fox. Like, Sony is like the last bastion, and it's a shit bastion, and I hate it.
Oh, DreamWorks is still out there too.
DreamWorks is running on borrowed time.
They still making good movies though, so it's fine.
Yeah, but like, if Disney wants to, they can WCW the shit out of that.
Oh god. Then there's Illumination too. Oh god.
But
you know what? In terms of animation, Illumination is good, and I'm glad they're working on the Mario movie and not writing the Mario movie.
God damn, man. That fucking movie. Like, everyone's gonna be like, it's a really good movie. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not a good Mario movie.
I know.
Like, it's School of Rock, man. Why? Because Jack Black is singing in it. School of Rock. Or it's like, because Tenacious D is what I call everything when it's an adult movie.
You know why
And
the Sonic 2 movie is better than the Sonic 1 movie? Because there's more Sonic in it. That's why. There's more Sonic shit in it.
I'll be real. There was a lot of Sonic shit in the first one, but it was like, it tied it into the human world in a not bad way.
Yeah.
That was a big piece of it for me.
Yeah.
Was they made him an outsider. They made him exploring what this shit is. And they made him a kid. He's a kid.
Oh my god! And then there's the fucking Detective Pikachu. That movie was fantastic.
It was fire. It was really good, dude.
You get to see Pokemon be Pokemon and do Pokemon stuff. That's all you needed, man.
Dude, that wasn't Pokemon stuff. That was different than most Pokemon stuff. Like the genetic experimentation on screen for once.
Oh, on screen,
hello.
Yeah.
The Torterras being as big as they fucking were, that was intimidating. Those are still there.
Yeah, like, they didn't solve that problem. That's still there being a menace.
How will they fit them in a ball?
You just got to throw it, man. And it will be in
like,
it.
I like how, of all the things they tried to make sense of, they never made sense of how the fuck a Pokeball can catch, like, a deity.
They only showed the Pokeballs in the beginning too, so it's just like they glossed over the Pokeballs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really hard concept to talk about.
You know what? You can't explain everything. You gotta save some stuff for the sequels.
I guess, but it's like a Digivice. It's like you gotta at least explain the bare minimum. Yeah. And unlike a Digivice, though, it's a little easier to explain because, or unlike a Digivice, it's a little harder to explain. I mean, I went the complete opposite.
Listen, man, does Digimon work on magic or does it work on technology? I don't fucking know. It just does.
Technomancers.
Technomagic.
All these children are technomancers, dog.
I was playing Digimon Survive and they fucking enter this alternate, like, fucking Shimigami ass world, and it's like.
Dude, the Eater world from fucking Sleuth.
Hell yeah.
That's Technomancer shit.
Technomancer.
That's a class. That's a video game too. It's a really bad video game.
We need more Technomancers in media because they're a cool concept that I don't think has ever been expanded to its fullest extent.
I'm trying to think. They attempted to make something similar to it with Knack, and that just kind of fell apart.
Lego games kind of do it, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, the big thing here is Forspoken was supposed to be kind of that for me with regular Magic, and I was like, okay, the engine works well. They could build this into other things, you know. But they didn't. They didn't do that. No, I am firmly of the mind.
I have not seen too much of Forspoken. I just hear it's not that good.
I mean, the story's relatively meh. It's just an isekai for a chick from Brooklyn.
Yeah, I hear one of the big problems is people don't like the main character, though. She's just kind of...
She basic, bitch.
She basic, yeah.
I mean, it falls into the same issue I had with, like, She-Hulk, too. Which is, there wasn't much, but there were moments that I was like, really?
So many bad or even just average writers don't seem to realize that completely generic person is not relatable. Nobody relates to complete genericness.
It's one-upism. It's like if we're talking with like She-Hulk, for example, you one-up people with your trauma, rightfully so usually, but it's picking your fight, you know? Like I'm gonna say my trauma is worse than yours to Steve Rogers.
I think with She-Hulk
Or
though is if you've ever read the comic, She-Hulk was always kind of a joke character. Not like don't take her seriously joke character, but like she does goofier comics, and they never went too goofy with it, and that kind of upsets me.
oh, they kept it pretty fucking goofy. I'll be honest with you. It just wasn't break the fourth wall goofy as much yet. Well, that's not true. They had the whole Kevin Smith thing.
I didn't laugh at it. I'll tell you that. It's just like.
I mean, it was something though. That's the big thing. Another thing to note here is if you talk to somebody about going through pain and it's fucking Bruce Banner, shut up.
Yeah. Bruce Banner is suffering on a cellular level.
dude, like she's like, you know what? Just because you can't keep your emotions in check, I'm like, you're talking to a man who definitely has BPD and PTSD and multiple personality disorder. So maybe, you should go get a psychology degree instead of a lawyer's degree because, God, you're making bad arguments.
It's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to say like the women dismiss the women suffering, but it's definitely not as high on the tier list of suffering as the PTSD and cellular.
That was my entire point. Was like, way to devalue your point.
Yeah.
It's who you throw it at, If she threw it at Doctor Strange, if she threw it at fucking what's a good example? God, everybody's life sucks in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, your parents are dead, Batman. Sorry, I'm a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's hard to say. And then like Superman, you'd throw it at Superman, and Superman would be like, yeah, fair, whatever. Just like
no, you'd straight up be like, at least you still have women around you that are of the same race as you.
No, Superman like literally would not argue. He'd just be like, yeah, okay, your suffering is valid. Because Superman's like that.
Yeah, Superman's just too nice. He's like, yeah, no, I agree. I mean,
by the way, I was watching gameplay video of a recent Superman thing, and they were mentioning that Superman really loves pretzels, and apparently in the comics he really loves pretzels. He even has a secret pretzel snack pouch in his cape where he keeps pretzel snacks. I'm like, that's fantastic.
He is the most wholesome.
He is the most wholesome, and that's great. That's why I love Superman. A lot of people are like, he's basic bitch. I'm like, no. He's the wholesome.
Like, I think the only one that like came close was Captain America.
Captain America is...
Oh, he's wholesome as fuck, boy.
He is, but he's also like... He's one of those people who doesn't give a fuck what he does to the villains.
Yeah, he does. Are you kidding me? Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Dude, every single time he fights a villain, he's like, surrender, please. The only time he murdered people was when he was in World War II.
I guess. I haven't read that much Captain America. I was thinking of the World War II when I said that. I was like, yeah, he just killed a bunch of people. One of the best
scenes for Captain America was made right after 9/11, actually.
Oh,
basically, he made a statement against hate crimes towards Middle Eastern people.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, you know what? They can terrorize us all day. All day they can attempt to do it. But the only time that they'll actually do it is if we stoop to their level.
He showed up in that Hawkman TV show, but there was always that corporate fake Captain America that always appeared. That I always just loved that as a villain because it really like highlights exactly why Captain America is so great by having this fake guy.
Oh, you know what? One of the most interesting things was, so they first wrote Captain America after his initial run during World War II as a very racist person. Yeah. Now, that's definitely a product of the time, and the way they wrote it to make sense was great. He was in the ice the entire time. That wasn't actually the Cap.
Yeah.
And that's why they put him in the ice.
Yeah.
They didn't initially have Captain America in ice ever. They put him in the ice to make it make sense that there was a dude who's just a fucking Nazi that was portraying Captain America. And for some reason, Isn't that telling that nobody in America could tell that the Nazi was playing Captain America for a while?
Ugh.
Oh my God! Way to fucking way to take the mask off. But oh man, he also had a fucking hysterical game. Like, did you know that Captain America had a video game on the PS3?
I think I knew of it, but I haven't heard much about it.
So it plays like Batman Arkham, but weird and funny and janky.
That's great.
Like, I can stand behind villains and they'll shoot each other.
Oh, that's great.
It's my favorite pastime. I'm just gonna, because there's a room that like has a circle of enemies, and they all just shoot this guy, and he just dies when I stand behind.
See,
Oh, it's so good. It's one of the PS3 games that I have a physical copy of because like you couldn't get it digital anymore. And I'm like, I need this. It's a piece of garbage, and I need it. Like, you know those games that are like so bad they're good.
oh yeah. So I will say 1,000 times, so that's why I love Sonic so much.
That's true. Yeah, I know. I like how people keep trying to defend Sonic Adventure 2 in the comments, and like, it's buggy as shit. Fuck off.
So, Sonic Adventure 2 is one of those games, and I think I said this during the last conversation, but like, Sonic Adventure 2 is way funner when you're actually good at the game and can avoid the bugs. And
But, like,
I did say during the last podcast that just because it's only fun when you're really good at it isn't that much of an excuse.
I mean, it depends. I mean, Fury, I would argue, is a good game, even if you have to be good at it. You know what I mean?
I think with Fury, it's like very specifically trying to make you good while you're doing it, though. Like, is like, okay, you're not good. Here's how you get good, and it tries to teach you to be good.
That's fair. I guess I see your point, though. That's fair. I mean,
There's a fine difference between get good, I ain't telling you shit, and get good, and I'm gonna teach you the steps on how to get good.
but at the same time, I do have to say Dark Souls is objectively a good game.
So Dark Souls has a very like, it has a hill of difficulty, so it does kind of teach you a little bit. It does a little bit of the teaching.
A little bit of the deep.
It doesn't just drop you in the deep end. It is like, and even when you're not being good, it is still kind of fun to play through Dark Souls, even if you're not doing it like top tier Dark Souls playing.
I'm sorry. Have you watched a recent playthrough of that game? I don't think anybody's happy playing through it.
Okay, well, I think people are unhappy playing through Dark Souls, like how much I hate Blood Bowl. In the same way I hate Blood Bowl.
Maybe. I would argue that it causes a lot more vitriol.
That's fair. I don't know. With Dark Souls, I feel like some of the novelty is in the like irritation though.
I guess. I mean, but like back to the point of the Sonic games and the glitchiness. I mean, there are ones that have minor glitches, like the original release of Sonic Colors had very few glitches.
Oh yeah.
That was objectively a solidly built game. Generations, not many glitches.
So this is weird, and I'm one of those people who like I don't get irritated with glitches very much. So for me, a very glitchy game isn't that high on the bad scale. And I know some people are really irritated with it. That's just a me opinion thing.
Let me elaborate. Glitches that can kill you.
Oh yeah.
Sonic games have mostly glitches that kill you.
Oh.
So that's where my issue comes in with the glitches with Sonic games. Is they'll kill you because you'll go through the floor or you'll fly off the stage. You know, basic shit that just shouldn't be happening to me. So those games, I've seen the least amount of those glitches in. Which is why I have the least amount of issue with those games.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those
Yeah.
things. And obviously with glitches, it's like, well, some people go through glitchy games without suffering any major glitches, and some people play glitchy games to get all of the glitches. So, like, with glitches, it is also kind of luck based.
That's true.
It kind of puts your it kind of puts your enjoyment into the luck based zone, because like a game could have like only like 3 glitches in the entire game, and if you hit all 3 glitches, you can be very irritated at the glitches. I don't know if that was a good way to put that, but
That's true.
meanwhile, a game could have 1,000,000 glitches and you could hit none of them, and then you'll think the game is fantastic.
I mean, the big thing here to remember.
Sorry, Joe, you're roboting a little bit. Take your selfie stick and stick it in the air for better reception.
That was a fair way to put it. I mean, the big thing to keep in mind with. Yeah. Am I still robot-y?
Yeah, I think I just heard it. Yeah. No, now you're quiet.
Yep. Hello.
Oh, there you go. You're roboting again and being very quiet. No, Joey! Oh, he's back. See, this is why I've always been hesitant about doing the podcast while you're in the car.
Oh, we got a lot of good stuff.
Okay, now I can hear you clearly. Anyways, what were you saying?
I was saying, I mean, a big piece of the glitchy nature of these games too is there are some that are based on the time that they have to build them. You know, because a lot of companies just push them out.
Oh yeah, there's that old a lot of people consider a major problem of games recently is that a lot of people are pushing games out and then fixing them later. Cyberpunk is a big one on that.
Yeah, no, that one's major. So was No Man's Sky.
And it's weird because like, you know, as somebody who's not bothered by glitches like that, I loved Cyberpunk. I knew it was a good game aside from the glitches.
I mean,
I was one of those people who was like, yeah, and like I never faulted the people for hating the game because of the glitches. I just think a lot of people like their hatred of the game spread to the other parts of the game, which I didn't think were valid.
I mean, it was relative. That's the big.
It's relative, as all opinions on games are.
Yeah, I mean, Cyberpunk definitely had issues, like Mondo Boy issues. All right, I can sit now. Mondo Boy issues for Cyberpunk were numerous in number. I mean, the big thing about it was you had people coming in to work on this game expecting it to be not what it turned into on the dev cycle.
Oh yeah.
And it definitely turned into like almost a sweat camp on the dev cycle.
There's that part too.
And that's a piece of it is you're going to get a worse product if you're sleep deprived. There's just no two ways about it.
God damn it, CD Projekt Red. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to bring balance to the dev cycle.
No, they were never going to do that. They only made a handful of games. But they own GOG, which is upsetting to me because GOG is my favorite. Like, I prefer GOG over Steam because they have more old school games.
The oldies.
That was one of the major reasons why I don't do Steam as much anymore. Because I can get everything on Steam over on GOG, but I could also get old stuff on GOG.
I thought it was because your computer was such a piece of shit that you could only play older games.
I mean, even if I couldn't, I would still play on GOG. Because they have more. It just comes down to that. It's very simple. They have more.
Yeah.
Which is weird to say, but like if I say it to somebody who's on Steam, they'll piss themselves screaming.
Well, here's what I do. I have all the different marketplaces I use, whichever one I feel like at the moment.
I mean, as I said, GOG has them all, so like, why would I pick a different one?
I mostly just use Steam because that's where most of my games are. I like to keep them all coagulated in one spot.
I mean, what do? They give me achievements. Oh, yay. Self-validation.
I love the self-validation of achievements.
Yeah, it's not a game seller for me, though.
It's not either, but you know, it's nice.
Yeah, I can agree
I also
to that.
like the workshop. Love the workshop.
I mean, there's obviously, I can just go to Forge Master or something like that that lets me toss mods in. It's whatever.
That's true, but workshop makes it so much easier, and there's so many mods.
I know, but more on Forge Master. There's infinitely more on Forge Master.
Yeah, but you can use Forge Master on Steam games too, so.
Yeah, but like, then why would I use the redundant one in Workshop? You know.
Well, that way you get both.
But like,
there's some mods only on Workshop and some mods only on Forge Master.
All I'm gonna say here is, I guarantee you, the ones on Workshop are going to be lesser than the ones on Forge Master. Like, at their max potential.
Let me put it like this: I don't care which one's better. I'm using both.
Yes, he's like, shut the fuck up, Joe.
Shut the fuck up, and this conversation doesn't matter to me. This conversation doesn't matter to me, so we're not having it. The audience doesn't get to hear it either.
You heard nothing. Erase your ears. Fucking erase them. Where the fuck is my fork?
Just one of those things. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here with the Epic Games Launcher, not buying anything, only using the free game function. Just taking the free game.
Oh, hey. 2 tater cakes. That's okay, though.
All the free Epic game. Like, I think I bought 2 games on the Epic Game Store, and they were the Epic Game exclusive, so, you know. That's it.
That shows their use.
It's free games and a few exclusives. Everything else is rather just buy on Steam or GOG.
Because they make more money than fucking God. They have Fortnite, dude.
I could play Fortnite on my PlayStation 5, and I would rather use the console on that one.
I don't play Fortnite. I refuse to play Fortnite. After they gave Goku an emancipated body.
I don't play Fortnite either, but I kind of want to get back into it. Simply because playing as emancipated Goku sounds funny. Dude, play as Kratos and do all the dances? Hell yeah.
Kratos and Thanos.
Get those dance moves on some of the weirdest characters. Fucking Sasuke from Naruto. Fucking cramping it.
Huh? But Sasuke crimping? Shut up.
Shit like that is shit like that is hilarious.
That's cursed and you're cursed.
It's why I love it. It's just like
By the way, VTuber stuff.
VTuber stuff?
Yeah.
You gotta have to be more specific.
What are your thoughts on VTuber stuff?
I think it's cool. Well, you know, it's just people. It's just streaming, but with a funny anime character in the corner.
You have a favorite?
Do I have a favorite? I mostly just watch random clips, so not really. It's whichever appears in my recommendations is my current favorite.
Right. That's fair.
You know, if I could, you know, it's like who do I enjoy watching clips of? Iron Mouse is always funny. I like, you know, Corone when she shows up, she's funny as shit. It's like, uh a lot of the Hololive English group when they're like together, they're usually pretty funny. It's like I don't know, whoever shows up.
See, I fell into Sea Dog VA's stuff.
Yeah, I've been watching him stuff. I like watching the Trash Taste. That's fine. Trash Taste
Because
podcast.
he's a voice actor. He's got a great voice,
That's true.
and so I just listen for like ideas on how to work on my voice. You know, not necessarily because I want to do anything with it, but because it's just nice to know.
I See, for me, I'm subscribed to like 200 different people, so it's like I get VTubers from all sides. I go to Rubber Ross to watch his stuff. Oh, he's got VTubers on. Hey, Nuxtaku, he's surrounded by VTubers. So I get all the VTubers. Even though I don't like directly subscribe to any VTubers, I get like VTuber osmosis a lot. That's weird.
I definitely have VTubers that I have on my Twitch.
I don't subscribe. I don't watch Twitch live though. I think that's why I'm not like subscribed directly to any VTubers.
That's where I got Sea Dog from, because he did a charity stream of him biking all the way across 500 miles of Hokkaido.
Oh yeah, I watched some of that.
Yeah, no, he's doing another one right now.
See, I think my difficulty is my ADHD won't let me concentrate on long videos for long periods of time, so I have to watch the clips, and I will. It depends on the thing. The only time I ever watch the longer ones is when I'm playing video games. I have it like podcast style. Watch the podcast guys. Continue watching the podcast guys, and I'm listening to a podcast style while I play video games. But that doesn't work for streams that require paying attention to.
That is fair. That's a little harder to do.
So, that's
I mean, I watch Iron Mouse. I enjoy Iron Mouse a lot.
I like all those V-Shoujo girls. They're pretty fun too.
Aethel.
Yep.
I enjoy him. He's good. Got a lot of energy. I like that.
I don't get a lot of the guys. I do get the guys in the recommendation. I don't know which ones are super good because a lot of them seem very similar to me.
Or Aethel is actually connected to Iron Mouse because he's dating Nanners.
Yes, I know him.
He's like the only one I'm anywhere interested in. Well, that's not fair. Sea Dog's also technically a VTuber.
No, he's not, Joey. No, he is not. Anyways. Booby is his own person, completely separated.
By the way, I gave a shout out to the diction of that man to be able to say that entire name every single fucking time.
Freaking Takahata became a VTuber. And he's doing a lot of VTuber stuff.
Oh gosh, him and Takahata need to have a crossover.
I've been watching Team 4 Star and Takahata do their DBZ commentary. Abridged commentary.
See, the only thing I wanted from them, because they almost gave me everything I wanted from the Dragon Ball Z era, right? That I'd be like, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
I wish that they were able to find a way to do the BoJack movie and make it satisfying, because that was like the last thing. That was the one that would let Gohan fly off into the distance, and they could have ended Dragon Ball in the way it was probably meant to, which is Gohan's the hero now.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was the framing, was that Vegeta had to come to terms with he's a piece of shit. He's started emoting more. Bulma is a massive slut. I know, it's slut shaming, but like that's the joke in the show. And Yamcha's a useless asshole, and like their whole everything in their orbit kind of went to shit until the baby happened.
So it's interesting because I'm watching the commentary, and they mentioned repeatedly that they kind of regret making Yamcha that much of a shitting on Yamcha as much as they did.
You want to know what
they
probably
like actively regret that.
You want to know what did part of that? Probably they probably read the reincarnation of Yamcha, the guy that like, because like he's like a couple changes and he would have been probably able to deal with a Cell Junior. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
and that's without the Kaioken, by the way. That's without the Kaioken.
Yeah.
Imagine with the Kaioken what that Chaozu and Yamcha could have done.
Oh yeah. All the characters could have been more amazing, but Goku had to be more amazing than them, so they weren't allowed to be amazing.
Oh, I mean, I'll die on this hill forever. I think the Kaioken was built for Namekians.
Oh yeah.
It's just it can be pushed way further than any other being.
I just don't know why everyone didn't learn the Kaioken. They were up there on the planet with King Kai, and they didn't learn it.
That's true. I mean, Spirit Bomb, sure, I get it. You need to be like Goku to use it. And so, like, Goten should be able to use it. But Kaioken, that one should have been the Super Saiyan bargain sale before the Super Saiyan bargain sale happened.
I mean, Tien literally has a move where he uses a lot of his life force to power himself up. He knows how to use those techniques, man. It's right there with his MO, man.
Oh, man. But I think I'm going to have to cut it off here.
All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the podcast. We're actually ending this one properly. Unlike the last one, which we cut suddenly. Anyway, see y'all.